Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for November the 10th, 2022. And yesterday we had CPI numbers. So we had a high impact news event at 8:30. You can see it if you look at the economic calendar for yesterday. You can see 8:30, there are the CPI number, high impact news events. And CPI numbers usually temper with price a lot, and we saw that yesterday. This is the 8:30 candle, which pushed up quite aggressively, like made quite a distance. If you look at the size of this candle, that's a 7% candle, or 7.6% candle, moved over $1,200 for Bitcoin. And yeah, so high impact news event. Probably a lot of traders got caught on the wrong side yesterday due to them pushing price up due to the CPI numbers, and they pushed it right into a 1 hourly order block. If you can see, yesterday's price action went all the way up. First fill a fair value gap right here, and then push into this up close candle, which is the order block. Actually touched this candle as well. So these up close candles act as order block together with this candle. So this is a big order block up here, and they pushed price into that, and then price started to reverse a bit. But yeah, that's all about the high impact news event. I hope everybody was aware of the CPI numbers and what an impact they can have on price. And yeah, with that said, let's get right into the price action, into the setups. There have not been that many setups yesterday, I have to say that, but there have been a few which are quite clean, and yeah, well, I'm gonna show them to you right now. So the first setup is a 2 a.m. setup, more specifically 2:20 a.m. and it's right in here. You can see right after the open, price pushed up and consolidated higher a little bit, and then this consolidation we go sideways, and we can see we push down and then move up, breaking this high right here. So that's a market structure shift, or breaking market structure. And if we now draw out the fair value gap, which is right in here, actually let me delete text. Okay, and we also need the fib tool now, from the low to the high, and I have to use the other one. Actually adjust it a little bit so you can see the numbers. Okay, you can see price pushes back down, fully fills the fair value gap, touches the down close candle right here, which is the order block, like touches it quite nicely, but respects it with the bodies of the candles. Further, you can see the bodies of the candles kind of respect the fair value gap, only it wicks out of it here a little bit, goes into a deeper discount, and then price pushes up to take out this high, which was formed at like 1:40 a.m. Pushes up, takes this out, and then eventually pushes down below all these lows, and then it continues sideways for a bit, prior to then dropping down in here all the way to here to make a low at 6:20 a.m. and then already price starts to slowly push higher. I must say it's a slow push higher, and in this slow push higher, or right off the bottom right here, right when we had the reversal with this shift in market structure right here, we had a confirmed reversal. We now have an uptrend, so we look for longs. We have a nice value gap right here, and if we draw out the fib tool, we can see price goes back down into this fair value gap, touches a discount, touches the down close candle right here, which is the order block, prior to then moving higher, and the target for this trade would have been this fair value gap. And you can see price pushes through the fair value gap, even consolidates a bit, and then CPI numbers really push price higher. But you should never trade during CPI, because basically you don't know where CPI is going. Like, they could push it up, they could push it down. Chances are you get caught offside, and then price moves against you by quite a margin. As we looked before, This candle is like 7.5%, like over $1,200. If you get caught on the wrong side of this move, it's just not good. So be aware of that, and just don't trade CPI. Please don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay, and then we have one more setup right after this. So this was the first setup with the push higher, then it moved down lower again into a fair value gap. And we go to the 3 minute because then we can see the next setup, which formed right in here. So after low to the high, we can see we moved into this fair value gap, then price moved down lower once more into the fair value gap, touched this down close candle, which is the order block. It just touched it ever so slightly. Like, I must zoom in and put my cursor here. You can see, actually, let me draw a line on that. You can see the overlap a little bit better. So it just touches it by a tiny margin, and then price pushes higher quite aggressively and takes out these highs over here, takes out this high and moves into this imbalance right here. And yeah, then price consolidates a bit prior to the CPI numbers. Then we have the CPI numbers. Price really rallies higher. Let me go to the 15-minute time frame for that. So the setups we just looked at were in here, and then we can see CPI pushes price higher, higher, rebalance some imbalances right here, pushes up, and then pushes down again. Like during lunch, it moves down a bit, consolidates, and then eventually pushes above the high we created here and above these highs into the 1 hourly order block we just looked at. And in this move right here, we have another setup on the 1 minute. And it's right around 11:30. And you can see, I mean, we had a first drop right here, which was after 10 a.m. We dropped a little bit, consolidated, and then we moved up higher. And you can see this move didn't take out that high. This move didn't take out that high. So price is clearly drawing towards that high. So we want to take out that high. And we can see price pushes up here. We have not yet broken the high. We have a nice fair value gap right here. We are currently looking for longs as price has not yet taken this high. I'm going to draw a line over here. You can see price came very close but has not yet taken it. Then price pushes back down into the fair value gap, into quite a deep discount. Brings some candles in here. Like that's like 5 candles inside the fair value gap. As you can see, it only wicks out of it, so the bodies of the candles respective fair value gap. Further, it touches this down close candle, which is the order block. You could also say this is the order block, candle behind. Same thing, moves into this down close candle, doesn't move through it, and then eventually it pushes up higher once more, taking out this high. And then it reverses and drops down during lunch. And yeah, that was the last setup in the morning, and then we have one more setup in the evening. So I've not found a good setup after this 11:30 setup. So during the down drop during lunch, not really a setup, and in this consolidation and up move, there's also not really a setup. And then you can see price starts to move down lower, and in this down move, I mean, price consolidated very tightly and didn't give a setup. And we have one more setup right here, which is actually a 15-minute setup. So quite a rare one. We don't have 15-minute setups quite a lot. You can see price pushes down lower, consolidates a bit, pushes back up into this fair value gap, into a premium, prior to then moving down lower and taking out this low, which we formed during lunch. So just another quick setup on the 15-minute. And yeah, with that we have looked at all these setups from yesterday, at least all the good setups that I found. It's always possible that there are more setups in the charts, but there are no more setups in the charts I find worth journaling. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the setups. I hope you agree with them. If you did, leave a like, and as usual, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, what you want to see. And yeah, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I hope I see you guys again. Bye.